Hi. Okay, so today is going to be a little bit different. Yes, I'm still at the hospital with my son. He is being discharged. So yeah, everything worked out. He had his surgery today. He had his treatment today, and after they take care of one more thing, everything's going to be fine. We will be going home today. I don't know if he wants to say hi. Do you want to say hi, Kari? So, you gonna wave so they can see you? All right. So that's him over there. Anyway, today is a little bit different. Today I am actually going to get into something that I actually been wanting to do for a while. So this is an art video. If you guys are not interested in art, then by all means you don't have to watch. Hi Anthony, how you doing? If you're not interested in art, by all means do not watch this video. This is strictly going to be about art today. So I know I've been kind of getting into drawing like eyes, and some people have requested that hey Alex, how you doing? Some people have requested that I do a video showing how I draw the eyes. So I'm about to, I guess, turn the camera around so you guys can see my process. So let me figure this out real fast. Can I flip the camera? Oh, it flips. Okay, so this is actually something my daughter did. I told her I wanted to keep it because she did this when she was 12 and it was really good to me. She was working with watercolors and smeared it and it came out so good. So I really liked this one, but she didn't. She wanted to throw it away, but I told her I was just going to keep it. So even though she tossed it, I kept it anyway. So this is my art book and it's kind of beat up because I've carry it everywhere I go. That was an old pen sketch I did. This was my daughter Justice I did when she was younger. I don't know if you can see that clearly. What else? That was just me practicing caricatures. Hi Alex, how are you? I hope you enjoyed your week and you're gonna have a great weekend. Make sure y'all have fun for me. That was actually something my daughter Joy did. The someone who did the painting. She likes taking my sketchbook and working in my sketchbook. And these are just different things that she threw in there. But this is my daughter Joy. She is currently 13 years old. And she's been doing some amazing things. So this is one of the eyes that I drew. And I've actually gotten pretty much more realistic, I guess. So that was a really good one when I was on that level. But I'm trying to get better. So I'm a bit better, a bit past that. That's a cat I was practicing. And thanks, I appreciate it. I've been really working on this, trying to just get better. Just a pair of lips. I think I've been just practicing body parts or parts of the face so I can just get enough detail and kind of get fluent at drawing these things so that it wouldn't be so hard, or I wouldn't struggle so much with certain things. Now, Joy did these lips and I did the nose. I was practicing noses that day. I did that eye, nose, and lips, but Joy did this. Joy's faces have way much more expression than mine do. Mine are still pretty much just looking, I don't know, with this straight face. Joy is gonna be so much better than I am. That was me practicing with light. Okay, you're going to see some really ugly things in here. This is one of them. Joy hate that I did these cheekbones that way. There's an even worse one. This was a picture I started of my mom's, how do I say it? My grandma's nurse daughter. And then I didn't like it, so I stopped. And then Joy said, oh, let me work with that. And Joy took this one and she made it into a little boy at the park. And from this picture right here, she got an offer to help design clothing, logos and t-shirt images for a clothing line here in Columbus, Ohio, because the owner of the company had a son playing at the playground when Joy drew this picture. And his son looked just like this boy. Joy hadn't even seen his son, but he thought that Joy had drew his son at the park. And he offered her a job. That was just kind of dope. We love that. That was amazing. That's like a color swatch, and these are like me practicing with color, because I'm not so hot with color, but I'm working on it. Not so hot with hair either, as you can see. Again, still working on it. That was the ugly one. Thank you, Michael. And how are you doing today? This is the ugly one. Joy said this looks like a turtle. So yeah, we're gonna skip over that. This is us playing with pastels and light and everything. This is like, a lot of this is a combination of me and my daughter Joy, but most of it is me because this is my book. But Joy loves getting it. This was me practicing cross hatching. I hate this form of shading. It is the most difficult thing for me to master. I cannot get it. If I'm not looking at a picture that's already been done, I cannot get this on my own. This is just impossible for me to get down. So this is just a few. I was trying a different technique, and again, when I try new stuff, it always comes out kind of wrong. This was a picture of, well, it was supposed to be my uncle, but the picture that I drew it from was so blurry I couldn't make it out. Thank you. I appreciate it. But that this, I couldn't make out the picture, so it was really hard to draw a detailed picture with like a sharp pencil, and then you have this really, really blurry reference photo. And yeah, I actually took on something like that recently. More practice. I took on something like that. I took a picture that was blurry, which I think I'm about to get to and show you. Let's see. More of that cross hatching. I told you I still struggle with that. You see, I did some smudging because smudging was my go-to. I cannot cross hatch to save my life. Again, another smudge picture. I'm way more comfortable with smudging the graphite than I am with any other type of shading. Huh. Let's see. My camera just went blurry. Okay, so that was literally something we were trying to... We were saying if we had an attic, that would be what we would want up there. Huh. Let's see if I can get the camera to fix. All right, there we go. So that was smudging, that was cross-hatching. I hate cross-hatching again. Okay, so this is, again, another smudge picture. I really like this face, but I can't frame it. To save my life, I cannot frame. Again, I'm working on getting better, but just not there yet. So this is another picture that I drew. Well, this is the reference photo, and it's kind of blurry. It's not defined. And Joy, she went on ahead and said she was going to draw this picture. So Joy's version of this picture came out like this. And I think she did pretty good, actually. This is Joy's version of this picture. And that is my grandfather. Or great-grandfather. I think this is, yeah. I don't know, you know, growing up as one of those old black and white photos on the wall. But anyway, yeah, so that's like my great-grandfather, and that's Joy's picture. So I was trying to do a more defined picture, and in order for me to do my picture, I had to use this photo plus Joy's photo, and then I got my photo, but I think my photo just, it's not done. I'm still working on it, especially everything over on this side of the face. So, yeah, I think Joy's actually came out more of a match. Yeah, Joy did a great job, and thank you. I'm sure she's going to appreciate that. I'm really proud of her. She's really stepping up. I'm amazed that she got the offers that she's getting with different opportunities. People really are seeking her out to do art for them. She's getting a lot of commission work. This is one that I did, again, more smudge art, that's me. But this is Joy's. Joy drew this of our new baby. So we have a 2-month-old, and she was wrapped in one of the blankets, and she even got the little duck bird thing on the hospital blanket, and I thought that was pretty cool. Joy was taking her time and just, she was sitting at home and said, "Hey Mom, I think I want to draw the baby. Could you hold her still for me?" And she just drew her. She's asleep right now. She probably don't look as much like that anymore, but this is the baby. But Justice is holding her and she's sleeping. Don't startle her, baby. So that's her. Oh, thank you. And that's Joy's. I think Joy started this, messed it up, and didn't want to do it anymore. And then again, this is me more practice with color. So I can tell you this is my absolute last thing that I've drawn in this book, because I have not had much time to practice much lately. So now I am going to start with the eye that I've been saying I was going to do. So for the most part, I kind of start with something that makes you think about like a football. And I'm a sketch artist. I don't have those strong, solid, confident lines because I'm just not that great yet. I'll get there. So something that kind of looks like the top of a football and then kind of come down. Then I'm going to kind of reshape that a little bit, make it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm happy with that shape right there. So Mommy, Co, all you guys who asked for this, I know you're going to see it. So please check this out, and this is the video I promised you guys. I'm darkening this line up a little bit because this line just has a lot more definition than, it needs more contrast to look real, I guess. I'm going to do that kind of light right there. Let's see. I guess I'll just add in a space for the eyelid. So this is the eyelid. And now I've seen a lot of different ways to do eyebrows, but I just go up a little bit for the eyebrow and probably do that a little bit low. So I erase that. I just kind of go at an angle. And once I get the angle I like, I kind of do like this little circular shape like that. It's normally a lot neater, but I mean, holding the phone trying to do it is a little bit, I guess, unnerving. And doing this live, this is my first live, anything with art. I usually don't let people see my process because, like I said, I'm not really all that great. I can, with a lot of effort, I come up with a lot of pretty pictures, but I mean, if you knew what all really goes into it, it's like, yeah, you need to work on that. Anyway, so that's the eyebrow that I would have come up with. That's about the shape that I would get. And then I'll bring some hairs a little bit below that because you want it to look a little bit more realistic. Bring some hairs this way because everybody's eyebrows kind of have those runaway hairs that runs in different directions. No one's, hi Juan, how are you? No one's eyebrows really just goes perfect. Well, unless you arrange them that way, I guess. So I'm going to do that. So those are the eyebrows. And I'll probably work on it more. I don't really stick to one thing while I'm working on it. I jump around. So this is the cornea. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to take the iris and the pupil. So I figure out the size of the pupil on the shape that I want. So this is the shape I think I'm going to settle for right here on this one. And I'm going to lightly color it in just in case I change my mind later. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to settle with. That's pretty light considering how dark this pencil gets. I should have another piece of paper because my hand always ends up smearing because I'm left-handed. And anybody who's left-handed knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, this doesn't look like much of anything now, but trust me, it develops. Justice, give the baby her pacifier. So here I'm gonna, I guess I'll do it out here. I'm gonna draw this other line here. I'm just trying to refocus my camera. There we go. So I'm going to draw this other line out here. As soon as the doctors come back in and figure out if that blood is going to be anything to be concerned about. If it's nothing to be concerned about, we'll be going home. Sorry, that's my daughter. Yeah, that's that there. And now for all of the things that make this eye look real. So first I'm going to shape my highlight, and I'm going to decide that my highlight is going to be like this huge bubble over here, right? And then I'll add a little bit more to it going this way, kind of like a key, almost like the shape of a key a bit, you know? And that's the shape that I'm going to use for my highlight. Oh, thank you. So that's the shape I'm going to use for my highlight. And then I'm going to darken up a lot of this over here. Just make that a lot darker. This is the stuff that's going to make this kind of pop up off the page a little bit. Making this dark, and I'm even going to extend this down a little bit. So this right here, the pupil, is surrounded by a muscle. So we're going to actually leave a ring around that muscle to kind of show the 3D. So we're going to just take a few flecks, you know. That's just to start. So those are just a few pieces. And then remember the shape of the highlight is there. So we're not going to touch the big highlight. We're going to darken this up around the outer edge. Now any minute now, this is going to start coming alive and jumping off the page a bit. And then I'm going to kind of do a slight gradient from that darker edge right there. And just bring that in a little bit, but a little bit lighter. Now you see I'm using little circles because as my pencil starts to get a little bit more dull, it makes shading a lot more smooth. And circles just sometimes have a smoother shape to me. So I do prefer that at times. And then I'm going to go extremely light. Now, most artists, most people have their artist pencils they use to deal with this issue here. So they don't have to worry about having the right amount of pressure because they'll just pull out their H pencils or their B's to get the right. Now you'll notice that I didn't go all the way in. I left a little ring of light around that. And then we're going to highlight the fact that we left that ring of light by just making some really close lines where we leave that alone to show that we left that alone. gonna come back up here and continue with this darkness. Still try to keep it smooth and blend it. You know, I think I want to go all in with this and just leave that alone. And blend that like it's just one highlight. Okay, so now that I'm sure that this is the size that I'm going to go with, I'm going to darken the pupil up a bit. Put a lot more pressure on this. And make that nice and dark. I said I'm going to do this now before my son is discharged from the hospital because I know that with 7 kids, I'm never going to get this done. I keep trying, and every day there's something different. Hence, I'm sitting here in the hospital. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this now before we go home. And let's see. So this is nice and dark. Probably should have not went so dark up top until I was completely sure that's the shape I wanted. But whatever. We'll roll with it, right? This thing about art, you just kind of roll with it. So now I'm going to really darken up these edges the way I darkened up that pupil. And I'm going to make that nice and dark because everyone's eyes kind of have a darker ring. No matter what color your eyes are, they have a darker ring on the outer edge. Now I feel like I'm losing some of the detail, so I'm going to start pushing in and giving more contrast to the details to help bring them out. So, hi Michelle, how you doing? It's been so long since I've seen you. If you're willing to get on camera with me, I can bring you on. It'd be nice to hear from you. And how's your son doing? And let's see, I'm gonna flick in a few more of these. This just adds a little bit of realism to it. Hey mommy, how you doing? So this adds a little bit of realism to it. So I'm just gonna flick these in and keep them close together. And I'm going to also highlight, add more contrast to that line of that muscle that we were talking about. You okay? Hey guys, he's awake. And he's walking away. What'd you say?
Has Carmen discharged yet?
No, not yet. The doctors want to see. Okay. So, let's see, where are we? All right. We're going to keep these lines a little bit closer together here. We're going to highlight just a few specific ones to make them stand out a little bit. Now I think I'm spending too much time on this part of the eye, so I'm going to move on. I'll come back to this later. It's nowhere near finished. So now I'm going to go work on the whites of the eyes. Making the whites of the eyes, believe it or not, the darker you make it, thanks mommy, the darker you make this, the more real it looks. So the moment I start darkening these eyes, the whites of the eye, it's going to start to make the eye kind of jump off the page a bit. So I'm actually going to start off working in layers. I like layers because, I don't know, maybe that's me playing it safe, but I'm just going to do that. And I leave like a little glow around the eye. I don't go right up to the eye. I always leave a little bit of space around it. Hey, Deborah. All right. So I am going to kind of bring this dark shadow, and I'll make it dark, nice and dark right around here. Trust me, it seems darker than it should be at first, but it's not. When the whole eye is done, it just looks like, wow, that I didn't know you should make that white that dark. Let's see. Hey, how you doing? All right, I'm gonna make this. Now, someone told me I should leave a space right here, like leave that a little bit wider so that it kind of gives the eye more of a wet look. So I start doing that, but I never end up with that space that they talk about. So I don't know if I'm even going to waste much time doing it, because after all the layering and everything, it just ends up disappearing anyway. Uh-oh. There we go. So just try to smooth that together so that looks better together. And again, you'll start to see right around the eye that little line of white that I say I always leave. It kind of gives it a glow almost. Now, when I get closer to the bottom of the eye, I do lighten those shadows. And again, I still, uh-oh. There we go. I was also told that when I get disappointed with my work, just keep on working through it. Oh, he's okay. He's hopefully about to get discharged from the hospital. He should be getting out of the hospital any minute now. So I decided I'd do this video because I know when I go home, I'm never going to have time to actually do this. So hopefully he'll be out of here any minute. He had some extra bleeding from his Metrophenol, and the doctors just want to make sure there's nothing to be concerned about. He's had it for 11 years, and it never bled until around the time he started dialysis. So the fact that his bleeding is getting more persistent, we're just making sure that everything is okay before we go home. All right. So we're getting closer and closer to this eye actually looking real. Now we're going to have to add a little bit of depth here. Contrast, I guess, is the better word for this. Let's see. And I'm gonna just kind of jump up here. It's gonna all start coming together soon, real soon. I will tell you that I'm not exactly very happy with this. But it is because I'm holding the phone, and even though I'm left. Now this up here, I'll leave this white because Hi.
I just talked to the doctors, and she they got a hold of the fellow, and they said you guys are good to go.
All right.
They said you'll just have you follow up when you go to clinic next.
All right.
They'll make sure everything is good, but they said everything's good to go. So, do you need anything?
No, nope, we're going to be taking off in about 3 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Thank
you.
You're welcome.
Just go ahead and walk with her. I'll leave that white. That's the baby waking up. He's not a happy camper. Thank you. Okay, and then I'm gonna give this now. Understand, I don't know much about light source and making your picture really pop based off of how the light is. I need to connect with more artists and study more about art to really understand this stuff. And I'm working on it. But there are a few things I do kind of like. And there's a few things I think I'm okay at. And I've been working to get this eye down so there's like almost like muscle memory. So this part, I just kind of draw some shadows up this way. And this up this way. And
you're welcome. All right, if you have anything else, just let us know.
okay.
And have a safe drive home, all right?
Thank you. I'm gonna go get my parking validated at the front desk before I.
Just stop at the front desk and we'll get you a sticker for it.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Sorry guys, there's always something going on. It's the life of me. Let's see. So I'm gonna kind of take that up almost all the way and leave that there. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I'm gonna leave this out right here. Because that part is usually left, like, I don't know. I always just leave that out. It just seems like a spot where light just tends to reflect off of more. So I'm working over here. Alright, also the baby's up, so I'm probably going to have to cut this short before I get to finish. And he was just officially discharged as well, so now we are probably going to go ahead and head home. And Lord knows I am going to work Uber today, so I probably won't get a chance to come back and do this, which is why I'm trying to hurry up and finish. I'm going to lightly shade this part of the highlight right there and give a little bit of that to that. Oh yeah, the eyelashes. So the eyelashes, we do like a couple guide lashes. Just kind of flick those out there. And then down here, same thing. You do a couple of those.
Waking up other babies.
And then what you do from there is you kind of like double them up, like at another one with it. Make sure they're, and they should cross. So you always just add like another one. They just look better when they cross, and these don't necessarily cross. So I'm going to try to make them cross.
Did you hear that big burp?
I did hear her burp. And so now that you got like your guide lashes, I'll probably add another one. Then you kind of just, from there you...
Drop.
What happened?
Brain rates drop.
Yeah, he's watching movies. So that's like kind of what I'll do there. And then I'll just add a few more lashes in there. And everything will kind of be in like little sets of 2. Trying to make those cross.
That's 3 burps in 2 minutes.
Or I'll try to keep them in sets of 2, but that way it doesn't look too okay, so it's kind of where I'm gonna leave on the lashes, I guess. I'm just gonna see what I'm gonna do with this. See if there's anything else I want to do at the bottom here. So you see the whites of my eyes are almost totally done, and this I'll give a little bit of shadow here. And this yeah, I know, I'm smudging again. Really trying to get away from that. Be careful and take care of the kids and yourself. Yes, I definitely plan to. And thank you for the well wishes. Let's see. So I'm not really thrilled with this, but I mean, whatever. Like, it's still something, and that's better than nothing. So I'm just going to add this in right here, kind of like the hint of where the nose would be at. And I really have been trying to get away from smudging, but oh God, it's so easy. And you just kind of give the illusion of what you're trying to get to with so much less work. And it just makes it come out so much smoother, I guess.
I know sometimes she likes dresses that you haven't seen it. Not about that.
Like everybody has this line under their eyes. So I don't know. I can put it up there. And you all have that little bit right there. And everything kind of smudges around outside of that. So this is kind of pretty much how I draw an eye. I don't want the eyebrows to look so tame, so I'm just going to add a little bit more so they don't look too tame. But I also know that they're thicker than what I want. So, where are we going to erase at? Guess we're going to take it from the bottom. It's funny, when I arch my eyebrows, that's what I do. I take it from the bottom. Now, if somebody else say, don't arch your eyebrows from the bottom, do it from the top. I'll be like, okay, I don't know about that, but sure. I'll try anything once at least. Maybe, I think. Maybe, within reason. Still not necessarily satisfied or thrilled with that. What'd you say, honey?
I started leaving after done recording.
Yeah, I'm about to, Oh, my son wants you guys to check out his YouTube channel. It is Jeff the Savage on YouTube, and it's Jeff D.A. Savage. He does video game streaming, and he said he would appreciate any views and subscriptions to his YouTube channel. You know, my YouTube channel is Jessica Williams, so you can use my email address to find it, jessicawilliams1103@gmail.com. All right, so that's kind of where I'm going to stop at. I could really put in a lot more detail and make this look so much more. There's no way we're going to finish at home because I'm going to have the baby. You can't do anything. You just had surgery.
Okay, watch. We gonna do this.
Anyway, hi, Brother C. So how you doing? It's been forever, years since I've seen you. What was it, back in 2009? But that's kind of where I'm going to stop at for right now, just because I don't have the time. We're discharged and we got to go. So I'm going to just add this little shadow down here on this eyelid. And then add a little bit more up top. Sorry, you guys are not really seeing everything. You know, if you had been holding from the beginning, I probably would have had a much better picture.
I was watching a movie.
Okay, well, as I said, he's going home, y'all. So he's safe. Everybody's okay.
Yeah, there's something sticking out my neck, but yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, you got something sticking out your neck, but you'll live, right? Alright, so that's the eye for the most part that I've been kind of working on. It would be a little bit more detail and work. If I get a chance to do a little bit more to it, I will, and I'll just put a picture of it online, and I'll post a picture, and that's it. That's all I can do for now. I really got to get going, but hope you guys have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you later.